Hi, I'm Misty Winkler, and I'm here to help you organize your attitude and focus on what matters most in your home. Today, our topic is decluttering. Why is it such a big deal? Why do we keep trying to do it? And what is it that we keep trying to do? Let's dig in. So, what even is decluttering? And why is it something that we keep trying to do and keep feeling like we never make any progress doing? Yeah, that's right. You are not the only one. Decluttering is getting rid of clutter. So, before we can understand decluttering, we have to think about what clutter really is. Sometimes we just use it as a generic insult to stuff we don't necessarily want or want to deal with. But clutter really means clutter is referring to those things that are not where they belong, or they are someplace where they don't belong. And so when we're looking in a closet, in a cupboard, in a drawer, in a whole room, and we say it's cluttered, what we mean is that it's full of stuff that does not belong there. So the process of decluttering then means going through that space and removing what does not belong. Organizing the space then is putting the things away well, strategically, smartly in the place where they do belong. But decluttering comes before organizing. And you really can't organize a space that has not been decluttered. Because if the space has stuff that doesn't belong there, it can't be organized there. It needs to be removed so that the things that do belong can then be ordered, tidied well. So, decluttering means getting rid of the things that do not belong. We keep coming back to this project of decluttering because it's a part of the process of actually stewarding and managing our resources well. Things tend toward disorder. Things fall apart, new things come in, and the way that we use a space or the way that we need to use a space changes. So the fact that you need to declutter doesn't even mean necessarily that something is wrong or you've failed in some way. It just means that the task before you is clear. Declutter the space. And of course, when we look around our home, there are so many spaces that need to be decluttered. I mean, we are not even going to talk about kid bedrooms. But we just need to be satisfied taking small steps forward, making a little bit of progress in a small amount of space, steadily, strategically, and consistently. And that's what we're going to do in this series where we are focusing on decluttering. We aren't just going to talk about decluttering, and we are only going to pep talk decluttering, although we are going to do that as well. We are going to find ways to build decluttering as a habit in our life because our spaces are always going to need decluttering. Things are always going to wind up where they don't belong because that's just the way family life works. Not to mention the way that we need to use a space changes. And so it might be that something that did belong in a particular spot at one point no longer does because that's not the point of the space. So what we are going to do in our next session is talk about the actual process of decluttering. But while we are talking about this, I also want us to be doing this. So I have a downloadable, printable decluttering challenge sheet that I would love to have you download and participate with us in. You can download it. You can share your progress on the video YouTube comments, on the blog post comments, on Instagram with the hashtag #simplyconvivial. And the point is to spend 24 10-minute sessions in a month of decluttering. just 10 minutes at a time. So we are breaking down the big, overwhelming project of declutter the whole house, and we are intentionally and systematically breaking it up into small bite-sized bits and seeing real progress in those baby steps. So if you spend 24 10-minute sessions in a single month of decluttering, you will have decluttered for 4 hours in the month, which if you're decluttering in a smart, streamlined way, which we're going to talk about next time, you can get a lot of done and you can see a lot of progress in that time. So I'm really excited to do this with you and to see your progress along the way too. So you can get the Declutter Challenge sheet at simplyconvivial.com/declutter. That's simplyconvivial.com/declutter. But don't miss the next session either, where we're going to talk about how to declutter well without wasting any time or energy, because none of us have that to waste. It's because I know that we are all short on time that I make these sessions short, to the point, but still meaty and intentional so that we can dig in and keep our head in the games as homemakers. So thank you for joining me and keep going.